tired of hearing that women can't sell, when the truth is you just won't be able to sell without these two things that I'm going to break down in this video today. The real issue to your sales problem, it's your mindset and your message. So let's burst through the limiting beliefs, the attitude, the energy that you have around showing up and selling, and then we'll dive into your message, right? How to really unlock the true sales potential that you have within your business, within your brand, with the work that you do, and that my clients have actually used to 2, 5x, 10x, 15x our businesses by clearly and confidently commanding the rates that we want with this messaging secret that is going to transform your sales. Let's go ahead and dive in. We're going to challenge the misconception that women can't sell. But before I start, let me make sure that you're the woman who should be watching this. You are a woman who has a certain level of expertise and influence and insights and knowledge that you share with your subject matter expertise through your, services. Maybe you're a coach or a consultant, a speaker, an author. Maybe you do that through content that you create as a content creator or industry influencer or speaker, thought leader. You have this amazing genius, right, that needs to be put into the world. And so you need to sell. You want to sell, but you're also required to sell because, my love, that's how you serve in your gift, right? That's how you serve the world. So if you run a business, you need to sell to make money, right? To get clients, to call them in, to call in that money, honey. If you are someone who has a story or a message or a journey that can inspire others that the world needs to hear, you need to speak about it, right? If you are a woman with a level of expertise and experience and knowledge and all this, energy that you've put into growing and sharing, whatever it is that you share into the world, then it's going to require you to self-promote yourself, okay? If you have value to offer into the world, it is going to require you to advocate for yourself. All of this has to do with selling, all right? So let's challenge the misconception that women can't sell. First and foremost, it's all about society, all right? There are so many societal perceptions that have contributed to women and how we view sales, and I want to break this down. So first and foremost, let's talk about what sales actually represents. Sales represents value. At the end of the day, that's what it all boils down to. We are exchanging value for money. We are talking about ourselves, which leads us to self-promotion. We're asking for what we need, for what we want, for what we desire, and for what we deserve. So there's some advocating for what you're worth involved, right? It's about honoring and highlighting and being seen for your accomplishments, for your journey, for your knowledge, for the effort that you've put into growing your expertise and your, skill set and all the things, your talents. It requires you to speak up for yourself. It requires you to speak about yourself, right? So all of these things are associated with selling. And guess what? I just want to say it's benefited the world for women to limit themselves. Historically, society has won from women limiting themselves. So the real question is, who wins when women think less of themselves? Who wins when women do less with more? Who wins when women don't see their value, when they don't show up, when they don't get visible, when they don't use their voice? There is this constant societal expectation for women to quiet down, to speak softer, stay in a woman's place, speak a little like this instead of like that. It literally has formed what I call these invisible chains around our minds and around our voices. And it's literally placed women in this worthiness warfare. That's the depth of this. So yes, we're going to talk about selling and making money, and I'm going to talk about the messaging you need to do that. Don't worry, I'm going to do that. How my clients and I 2, 10, 5X, 15X, all the things. But the reality is there is this level of embodiment that I call women to when it comes to selling and when it comes to showing up and being visible and speaking and sharing their value into the world. And we just so happen to make money from that. Because up until now, women, we've been in this back and forth, this complete limbo, questioning ourselves, and it's distracted us from what we desire and what we deserve. We are questioning our capabilities. We're questioning the difference that we know deep down inside we can make and that we feel most called to make. So when women operate from this place, right, it's easier for us to be controlled. It's easier for us to be manipulated. It's easy for you to get over on me. It's easier for you to walk all over me and take advantage of me. We are easier to deal with, right? And so that allows us to be, easier to settle, right? We ask less questions. We rock the boat a little less, right? And we also shy other women who rock the boat, who speak their voice. We look at them from a space of judgment. We look at them from a space of envy. We look at them in this way of like, "Ooh, girl, you need to quiet down. You need to quiet down like me," right? When instead she's just found her light and she's shining in it, and you can too. And so all of this allows us to, ask for, accept, and expect less, all while we stroke somebody else's damn ego, okay? And somebody else's mediocrity, because we all know the less qualified people, and some men, right, who show up real confident for the job, who show up real confident for the client, and they have half of what you have on their resume. They have half of the passion and the heart that you have. They have half of the experience that you have. And by the way, all while you were building that experience and that education and gaining that expertise and building that knowledge, you also were handling multiple other things. Because what I know for sure, whether you have kids or you don't have kids, whether you're married or you're single, it doesn't matter. There were other things, your family, your parents, siblings of yours, yes, partners, yes, children, fur babies count too, okay? There's all of this other stuff that you've been mentally, physically, financially, emotionally, spiritually handling, all while you do that. And here they come, half as qualified and all the other things, but they're showing up. So we're going to break, like I said, this misconception of women and selling, because the sad part is that women who are disempowered in their voice, who doubt their value, are less visible and they become cheaper. We're easier to be overworked, yet be underpaid. And actually, I want to give a statistic for you. Over the last decade, women entrepreneurs, so women-owned business owners, right, have been growing 2 times faster, right? And there's a mix also I've read from American Express, a study that they've done once, where they talked about a couple years ago how self-employed women in the United States bring in $2,000 or less a month in their business. And I'm just sorry, by the time you pay taxes and pay your team and all the things, what do you have left to pay yourself? And how are we supposed to be full-time off that? Okay? How are we supposed to contribute to the people that we love? So my love, I want to say this to you. You selling in your business, you selling your subject matter expertise, you selling your speaking, your books, your coaching, your consulting, your influence, all the things, right? You selling is not only serving your clients and your community, but it also serves you and who you love. This is how you contribute. I find that so many of my clients as women who, manage things in their home, manage things in their, business, who also may support, some elderly parents and other family members and all the things. We have so many things that we're doing. We're afraid of all of the things that selling and showing up in our business is going to take us away from. It's going to take me away from my partner. I'm not going to be able to cook. I won't be able to clean that toilet. I won't be able to go to this and do that and do that and do that. There's so many things that we think that we have to do all on our own, right? Having trouble allowing support because we don't trust support. That's a whole nother conversation, okay? But we're in this space where we're taking on so much, right? And we're afraid of what selling can do. But the reality is, the more you sell, yes, it's serving your clients and your community, but it serves you, because now you get to identify ways for you to invest back into those that you love. You selling and showing up in your business is not only how you contribute in the world, but it is how you contribute to the most important people in your life. It's how you can go hire the support that you might need for cleaning, for cooking, for, outsourcing some things in your home. And there's no shame that we need to have for that. It's how we can contribute into our home and to the people that we love, right? Financially, physically, mentally, from a time standpoint. Y'all, I have been, at the time of this recording, full-time as an entrepreneur in my coaching and speaking international practice for 8 years. I can't even believe it's been 8 years. Oh my goodness, okay? And so it was just last year. I've been full-time 8 years. It was just last year, so year 7, where I was literally opening up the cabinet door. And as Mike and I, my partner and I, talk about expanding our family and all the things, I'm sure we'll share more about that. But for right now, when I opened up the cabinet, right, I literally had a moment, and it was something it was like God was dropping this little vision in front of me. But it was like, I thought I created my business first for me and my ego, right? Okay, I want to do this. I'm leaving you corporate. You ain't paying me enough. You ain't appreciating my shine. You ain't gonna monetize off me no more. I'm going to go do my own thing. So little girl rebel, right? And then it became like, okay, listen, I just want to replace my salary. Can I make $5,000 a month? Just enough for me to live off of. Can I just do that, right? That would be the minimum and I could be okay with that. Can I figure that out? Can I do that? And then it was like, ooh, okay, like I have flexibility in how much I can make. I decide when I want to get a raise or not and all the things, right? So it was like this money reason. Then it was like this time reason, but I thought the time reason was like, so I could do whatever I want when I want. You know, if I want to sleep in on Monday, I can. If I want to take Friday off, I can without asking anybody. But y'all, last year I had this moment where for the first time in my business, I had never thought about like what my business would do for my family and having children and stuff like that. But I had this moment opening up the cabinet where I was like, I can take them out on a picnic on a random Wednesday. They can go to daycare or school for like maybe 4 hours or 6 hours in the day. They don't have to go the full 8 to 9 hours. And maybe they only go 2 days a week. Maybe they go 3 days a week. Maybe I let them home, all day on Thursday and we go do an activity. I take off of work, they take off work. Or now I have Fridays off. Well, my Fridays are really flexible, so I can take them off unless I have like just if I'm like, oh, I want to make a video, I feel really inspired or something like that. And so my point is, I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize maybe I was building all of this for the last 7+ years, all so that I could have this flexibility with my family, and me thinking about how is it going to be for them to experience not going to school full time and having mom home and having mom available and the things that we get to do, the level of presence I get to have with them. So my love, you showing up and making money and selling in your business, it is a part of how you contribute to your family and to those that you love. There's no shame that you need to have around selling. So it's time for us as women to stop downplaying what we do really well and the commas that it's worth. It is time for us to stop insulting our work and the true transformation and the value and the impact with watered down messaging. It is time for us to stop holding back on what we are here to truly say and feel called to share and be known for and sought after in the world. It's time for us to stop dimming our light for the comfort of others, right? To carry the insecurities of others and the fear of others because we are confident in shining our light. It is time for us to stop having this up and down, back and forth energy about showing up, being visible, self-promotion, self-advocating to support the work that we do. It's time for us to stop doubting our desires and what we really want and the lifestyle that we truly want to create and experience for ourselves, for our families, for those that we love, and for the impact that we know that we want to make here in the world. It's time for us to stop operating from this place of shame around making good money, around making a living, a good living off of the gifts and the genius that we have been blessed with, our divine right to have prosperity and have abundance from what we have been blessed with, and for us to be a blessing to others. It is time for us to stop feeling like we have to force ourselves to be something else or be someone else just to be successful. It is time for women to make more money. And to do that, you need to show up and sell. Because when women make more money, the world truly is a better place. When women make more money, we can provide for what we really want, for the people that we love. When women make more money, we're able to show other women what's possible. When women make more money, we are more active in our community. When women make more money, we hire more. When women make more money, we invest more. When women make more money, we give more. When women make more money, we create more opportunities. We create more options. We show what's possible for our children, to their children, and to our nieces and our nephews, to everyone. When women make more money, we are free. When a woman is well taken care of, she will take care of extremely well those that she loves and those around her. There is no doubt about that. We get into this space of like, well, who will I be when I make money? What will people think? There'll be like, who does she think she is? It'll be judgment. It'll be all the things. Do you know how many other people, men and women, children, that you will inspire, that you will touch, that you will reach? My love, it is safe for you to sell. Literally at the time of this recording, this last month in Mindset to Monetize, my membership community, our topic was selling is safe, sis, right? So our masterclass, our expansive exercise, which, by the way, what I want to say, if you want to see me talk even more about this in particular, I did do a video. I'll pop it up right here, where we talked about overcoming your fears around being visible and selling. And so definitely go check out that video right here. Plus, I'm going to make sure in the comments below, I put a resource for you where you can actually do your own self-assessment. There are 6 Mindset to Monetize pillars. These are the six, like after working with thousands of women over the last couple of years, I have identified 6 of the mindset pillars that are the like most powerful interrupters, destroyers, distractors, okay, to women making more money, showing up, being visible, and selling in their business. And so I want you to do a self-assessment so you can kind of identify for you what really is causing these triggers you have around showing up and selling and being confident. So make sure that you do that. But this video is some general information, but if you want to like really dive into it, what's specifically coming up for me, go ahead and dive into that. We'll put the link to that inside of the description. I'm so proud of the fact that I get to create corners of the world for women to come together to burst through their sales stories, sales shame, sales mindset, confidence stuff, along with the strategy and the skill set of actually leveraging your messaging to show up and position and present your value more powerfully. And together with the mindset and the messaging, you get to show up and you get to believe bigger, you get to believe bolder, you get to believe beyond limits, and you get to show up accordingly from this authentic, deep space where you are truly embodying, right? Selling isn't this identity of being wrong, right? Because we have so much attachment to that. Selling is this beautiful opportunity to invite individuals who want support and need support to work with you. You have something so amazing to give to them, to share with them, to help them to create transformation. Your content, your courses, your coaching, your consulting, your books, your story, your blogs, your vlogs, your videos, your podcast episodes. You have so much to give. Why would you want to hold that to yourself? And why would you feel bad about putting that out into the world? And because you serve in that way, you deserve in that way. One of my things that I talk a lot about, so inside of Money in the Message, my inner circle community, I talk all about giving your value and getting your value. I'm giving my value, so I deserve to get my value back. And so these corners of the world that I've been able to create, I'm so proud. There are links below if you are interested. I have a mindset only community for women who are like, here, I only need the mindset support, or I only want the mindset support, or maybe I'm not ready for the full messaging strategy too. So let me just get the mindset stuff, like my client Lisa, who stayed in the space for 9 months and built her confidence around charging and all the things, and then stepped over into Money in the Message, where I go through mindset and the messaging strategy. So the mindset that you need for showing up and selling consistently and monetizing your message, and also the clarity and the strategy to build the skill set to market, master, and monetize your message even more powerfully. So those are my main 2 corners of the world that I get to show up and support my women inside of Money in the Message Inner Circle. You know, I'm showing up every day, every week. It's very hands-on. And then in my Mindset Membership Club, we have different monthly resources and monthly calls that you can get access to. Plus, actually this morning, I did a bonus like audio broadcast about some things that was coming up for one of my members around her having some perfectionism around some journals that she wants to create and selling them, and like breaking through that self-perfection and really shifting her self-perception of that she has around, you know, her showing up and being seen and selling and all the things. So I did a bonus broadcast on that actually this morning. And so I love loving on the women inside those spaces. So if you are a woman who needs just mindset support, then Mindset to Monetize is amazing for you. It's my membership club. You'll see the link below. And if you're like, here, I need mindset and I need to build a skill set. Okay, I need both of them, mindset and skill set, to master, market, and monetize my message. The mindset and the messaging strategy to show up and to sell more powerfully and position and present my value more powerfully, then that is going to be Money in the Message Inner Circle. And you want to go ahead and join us inside. Either way, my love, I cannot wait to serve you. So let's keep diving into this so that we can keep breaking this barrier around women selling. So we have laid the foundation to start bursting through some of these myths around women selling. I hope that you are feeling on fire and empowered. I want you to let me know in the comments how you're feeling. I want to now go through this, like, I'm about to shift some of y'all's thinking, okay? I want you to leverage your strengths as a woman when it comes to selling, showing up, and sharing your message. Here's what I mean. We as women are natural born messaging and sales queens. And you know why? It's because we were literally designed to impact, to nurture, and to care. You were already born with all that. You were. Okay, so women have strengths that we can bring into selling and into messaging that we often forget, right? And how convenient is it for, society for us to forget these things, right? Or to be shamed about these things, but let's actually embrace them. That's my intention right here. So when it comes to messaging, okay, messaging literally is expression. How many times have you been told as a woman, you're too emotional, you talk too much, you talk too deep, you have too many deep questions? Like I used to always be told, my uncle used to tell me I talk too much. He used to tell me that your questions you're so nosy, when instead it was like, Kiera, you're just really curious. You're a deep thinker. And now I get paid thousands of dollars to be a deep thinker, to ask questions, and to talk too much, okay? And I'm impacting the world while I do it, as well as myself. All right, so how many times have you been told that, though, as a woman? Comment below if you resonate with me, if you've been told the same thing, right? And so that literally is expression. That's messaging. And so one of the things that I love with my Money in the Message Inner Circle members is a lot of times in messaging, working in the industry, I've had clients come in and like there are so many coaches and mentors, it's so sad, who literally have shamed people into like thinking like your message is so horrible and you don't know what you're talking about and that's why you have to hire me because I'm going to save the day. And that's not my approach. I want you coming in here to be empowered, and I require you to be empowered up front. Could you have doubt? Because we're all human. We all have doubt. Yes, we do. But at the core of it, I want you to know deep inside, but listen, I know I may have, I'm human. So my human self has some fears here, but I know that there's something there. Like I know that there's more there for me. I know that I'm meant to say more. I know that I'm meant to share more. I know that I'm meant to experience more in life. So although we may doubt it, sometimes we still do have this deep desire and this deep knowing and calling that we know is there. And so I want to help you extract that part of your message. I want to help you live in that space. I want to help you operate in that space. I want to help you embody from that space. Because, ooh, baby, when you embody your most powerful self with your most powerful message and your most powerful parts of your work, and you understand how to position it and how to present it to the world and how to package it into the world, girl, the bank account that you're going to have, the boldness that you're going to have, the brilliance that you're going to shine in, right? The light that you are going to operate in is so contagious. It's so incredible. So one of the big things for me in my messaging mastery, space and my mentorship space is helping empower you with your message. So us telling women that you don't know your message, you don't know what you want to say, like all of that, that's a part of what creates this foundation that women think, I can't sell, I can't speak, I can't be seen, I can't do this and I can't do that. Or I'm kind of doing it, I got one toe in, but I'm not fully going all the way in, and I'm not fully showing up as powerfully as I really could, as consistently as I know that I could. So the first thing I want to share with you is like all of that natural like way that we communicate. That's part of our messaging. So I want to reassure you in that. The other thing that I want to remind you of when it comes to selling is literally helping people. And as a woman, that's what we're here to do. Now, there have been many who've made us think that it is only here for us to help people for free. Okay, or for really low prices. Then we be undercharging and we be mad because we're tired, because we're trying to do 5,000 things, because we getting underpaid over here. So that means we also got to take on these things over here that we really don't want to take on. When instead, what if I stay over here and do the thing that I really love and make the money in that thing? Then I could have the best of both worlds, right? When it comes to selling is helping others. It is nurturing and it is caring at its core. You care so much about your clients, about your community, about your audience that you are creating content for them, right? Maybe it's even for free to an extent right here on YouTube or through your podcast. Or yes, maybe you have sponsors or brand deals. And yes, you have paid services, right? That you offer, paid products, different things, right? And so that is serving, right? You are literally letting someone know like, hey, I know that you're going through this and you need help with this, and I've been able to help others through that, and I have this thing that could really help you. How selfish is it for you to keep that to yourself? So it is beautiful for you to share it into the world. It's beautiful for you to serve it into the world. And as a woman, we're here to care and impact and nurture. And that's how we do it. When it comes to business, we do it through that. We do it through, hey, if you need mindset support, I have a space for you. Come over into the Mindset to Monetize membership club. You get this, and this every single month, right? We have bonus broadcasts that you'll get that will be like a private podcast that is going to blow your mind, right? And break through those stories. Or hey, if you have that going on, but you also desire messaging strategy support and you want deeper clarity that is going to allow you to make the money that you know that you should be making in your business, that's going to allow you to honor the most powerful parts of your work and your message and understand how to position that and present that in the world to build your authority, right? To build your, community and your audience, not with anybody, but aligned clients, making aligned money with an aligned business, living the life that you want. Yeah, come over into Money in the Message. It would be wrong of me to sit here and just tell you all this stuff and then say, okay, bye. That would be wrong of me because you're going to be like, here, what is the next step? What's the next step? Where do I go next? Yes, I am feeling this. I would love to be in a community of other women who are doing this because I'm around some people who, we ain't going to talk about this too much in this video, but I'm around some people who make me feel real shameful for selling because of their discomforts with money, because of their discomforts with selling, because of their discomforts with shining, okay? And I'm around a whole lot of that, and I know I need to be, and if I keep staying around that, then, you know, I'm going to be a lot like that, right? Or at least I'm going to have this fight between myself. Should I show up and share? No, I shouldn't. You're going to have this fight. What happens when you come into a space and it's in a community, where it's like constant, we call you to stay in the room with what you know you desire and you deserve. We call you to stay in the room. And those moments, because we're human, those moments where you're like, oh, today I'm not feeling it. You have a sister to lift you up. You have a mentor to support you. You have a mentor to call you higher, to remind you to see yourself when you can't see your light. Y'all, do you see what I'm saying? Selling, it's not just selling. I am shifting your perception around selling. It is serving. It is you shining in your light. It is you honoring the value that you bring. It is you advocating for yourself and for the years of experience and knowledge and the efforts that you've been putting and gaining, whether it's through education and traditional, corporate and all the ways that you could have gained, that knowledge and expertise and experience, but also through the life experience and you combining those things to help your clients and your community through your content, through your courses, through your coaching, speaking, books, insert whatever it is that you offer. It is the most beautiful thing. And as a woman, we literally have that in our DNA. Why are you still feeding this story that you as a woman are not meant to sell, that you can't sell, that you can't be successful at selling? So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to actually just fire out a couple of traits that we as women naturally have. Just to, if you don't believe me yet, let me pull some traits out so that you can see why women are natural born sales and messaging and impact queens, my love. So first and foremost, it's our empathy. It's our ability to have high emotional intelligence. So the fact that we can understand is huge. When it comes to the human brain, like let's just think about children, right? Because I feel that a lot of our world, when we think about women, we naturally think about them in a motherly sense. So let's just go ahead and embrace that real quick, okay? You can nurture and you can be motherly and not be a mother. Okay, so at the time of this recording, I do not have human children. I have, nieces and nephews that I love. I have, fur babies that I love, but I don't have human children yet, right? And so I can still relate to this. I had a friend of mine who it actually brought me to tears because she was like, "Here, you are so nurturing." And it took me back for a moment because I was raised by a single mother, very independent, recovering hyper independent woman who now allows myself to enjoy the meals that my man cooks me. And the foot rub he gave me last night was amazing. Okay, I didn't mean to say that, but I didn't. Okay, wait. It has taken me time to allow myself to be supported in these ways and to realize, like, I used to feel like, okay, am I too masculine? Am I too this? Am I too that? And I used to feel like, okay, maybe I don't have those things. But my friend literally was like, "Here, you are like so nurturing." She was like, and I told her this and she's like, "Really?" And she was like, "No, every time I talk to you, like you're this, you're that, you make me feel like this, whatever." And I've had clients who tell me that too. And it like literally made me tear up because me knowing that, wow, that side of me does exist. And it literally is proof of what I'm saying. We have this in our DNA. When it comes to children, there's a level of relatability, right? That we sometimes need to have to kind of help regulate them. To just calm down. That's all I'm trying to say, right? And so there's a level of understanding that we need to have. They could be throwing the biggest tantrum, or whatever, but us being able to realize, wait a minute, they're not necessarily acting out just to act out. There is something there that they are trying to communicate. And me approaching it like, what the heck is wrong with you? And why are you doing this? If I'm giving that energy, that's what I'm going to receive. Okay. But if I can kind of calm, self-regulate, help regulate them, calm things down, and really come at it from a space of trying to understand, well, what could be going on with them, then I could connect with them and reach with them from a deeper space, right? From a human brain perspective, right? There is this part of our brain, the first part, right, that really is just on the human side. I just want to feel safe and I want to know that I can trust you. And so there's a level of understanding that we have to naturally do in order to like break through that part to even get to the part where we can get to like, okay, let's actually reason. Let's actually talk about, well, what could help us in this situation? They're not ready to hear that yet. Their brain isn't there yet because their brain is like, I don't feel safe or taken care of or something is missing in my core basic need as a human being, right? And so there's a level of understanding that we naturally have as women, right? So that's number one. Think about that from a sales perspective. You bringing that to your sales calls, conversations, presentations, your content, the fact that you can just understand and relate and have empathy, and bring that emotional intelligence to sales. The other one that I wanted to bring up is intuition, right? A woman's intuition. We have all heard of that, but we always hear about it when it comes to relationships and men and all the things that, following our gut and all that. And that is true, right? But also bring that into business too. There is this ability that we have to sense things, whether it's verbal or nonverbal, right? And we can pick up on things, right? Whether they're saying it or not, right? And so we can get creative and we can step outside the box to try to find a solution and to adapt and to be flexible and have this unwavering resilience, right? That intuition is so powerful when it comes to selling, right? Not just selling, but also serving, because I'll think about it in a sense of serving. I'll take, for example, the Mindset to Monetize membership club, right? We have a monthly call and then we have a monthly training and masterclass and expansive exercise that you're going to do that's going to expand your mindset, right, around monetizing more powerfully. And so with Money in the Message, I'm talking to members every day, every week. And so there's a level of relation. And this is, I've had inner circles for years. Even my inner circle I have for the last 4 years is very much structured, like Money in the Message as well. So I've always had these inner circles where women have access to me either every day, every other day, every week, on a very consistent basis. So talking to people every month versus talking to people every day, every week is different. And my heart be like, oh, what's going on with my people? And so I was I want to find a way to talk to the mindset members a little bit more often. And so I was oh, we're going to do these private podcasts that we're going to test out, these private broadcasts or whatever. And it's been really beautiful. Even this week, what I was just sharing this morning, I just, I was taking my fur babies out, and while they were out, somebody put a question about perfectionism and some other things. And I just did a broadcast for 5 or 7 minutes, that was really powerful to help shift her forward. And I know that it's going to impact other members as well. And so that intuition of I'm feeling like this. And so let me get creative and find a way to do this that still fits to keep that to be, because I want to make sure that stays to be a very accessible, investment level for women who want that mindset support. And so how do I serve both of us, right? And so that intuition and following that and trusting that and watching how it then serves is so beautiful, okay? So being able to understand that intuition we have as women, we can bring that into play when it comes to us serving and selling. Also, us being able to build relationships. We value wanting people to feel seen and feel heard. And what more powerful thing could exist in sales when you want people to feel seen and heard versus being some sleazy salesperson and looking at them as a number. I can't tell you how many, I've had hundreds of hundreds of women over the years tell me, Kira, I have never felt like a number with you. Even if there are dozens of people inside this space, it could be 30, it could be 50. Even if there's dozens of people that you are talking to all at once, you have this ability to make me think that you're talking to me. I don't know how you do that, right? And I just accept that gift. And so we as women, we have that ability to build relationships, but really it's all about connection, to establish connection. And so when you think about it from a sales standpoint, how beautiful is it that you get to actually create that connection with your clients and your audience and your community members, in a way that they feel seen and they feel heard, and that builds that relationship and builds that know, like, and trust factor. And when I think about Money in the Message inner circle, women are always telling me, Kira, how do you give such individualized messaging support? When we do our audits and clinics and stuff like that, you give me specific stuff that helps me specifically. How do you do 20 to 30 of those at a time? So you being in a space where you understand that connection is deeply and it is ingrained in our DNA as women. It is there, and that is so huge for selling. Communication, right? Communication, messaging, expression. Being able to persuade. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We as women, we have an ability. We have a way to persuade people to do certain things. I mean, the Bible told us that. But anyway, go there. But it really is true. We have this way of persuading. And I think sometimes we get a little okay, but I could persuade people to do bad things. But my love, you can persuade people to do really good things. And it's not just even persuading, it's inviting, right? So I always refer to whether you're in my mindset program or you're in my Money in the Message program, I'm always talking about selling being an invitation. I am inviting you, if you're interested and you want more access to me and you want my hands and ears and eyes on your message and us tweaking things and you want access to me, like I am inviting you to come and be inside of one of my inner circles, my messaging inner circle. If you want messaging and mindset support, or if you just want the mindset support only, then come over into the membership club. I am here to support you, right? Or if you're like, listen, Kira, I just want some one-on-one time with you. I want to have my next level message in one day. I want to book a power message intensive. Then bam, you could do that. I'm inviting you into a space if you feel called. Now the ball is in your court. When you say no, you're not saying no to me. You are saying no to something that can help you. You're saying no to yourself. You're saying no to your future. And you know what? I did not mean to say this here because this is a little bit of training, but I'm going to drop this gem. Y'all, when people are saying no, it's not them rejecting you, right? They're rejecting something in their future. They're saying no to something in their future. But you know what? A lot of people would take that personally. I don't take that personally. People have said no to me, before and working with me. And I'm like, oh, okay. And they're like so shocked at how supportive I still am through that. And it's like, I just said no to you. And I'm used to people like, well, if you said no, well, then here's this other thing. And no. All right, great. You don't feel called. And then I give them some other support and things like that. And I'm always, teaching those sales strategies in my Money in the Message inner circle. But the short thing that I want to say right now is women have told me, Kira, I felt supported and not judged when I said no. And do you know they've come back to me the next day? They've come back to me a week later. I've had women come back to me a month later. I've had women come back to me a year or two later, like, Kira, I never stopped following you, blah, 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 blah. When you have this beauty and you understand it's not them rejecting you, it's all about them. And there is some mindset support that they might need in them saying no, because they're actually saying no to, ooh, I want to join this next level message program, but I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I can make the investment. I don't know this and that. And so then if I'm coming back to you like, okay, that's fine. I support you in that, but I just want to ask you, are you saying no to your message right now again? Why? Because how long have you already been silent to it? How long have you already been shrinking? How long have you already been holding back? How much longer are you going to continue to do that? I just want you to reflect on that. And I'm here to support you when you are ready, but you are going to have to make that decision, my love, because you have a calling and an assignment on you, and I'm here to call you higher. I know that's why I've been led to connect with you, and you've been led to connect with me. I honor that. I don't take that lightly. I know the assignment that I'm on, and I have a feeling that you know your assignment too, but you have to be ready to honor it. And so when you are ready to be obedient to that assignment and to that calling and step into that next level message, I am here, and I cannot wait. We can't wait to have you in. So let me know when you're ready. And they're like, oh, my God. And versus like some sleazy old white man who may be like, well, you need to do this and you should do that and you should do that. Let me give you this discount and let me do this. Y'all been learning how to sell in the wrong way. Selling is service. It is an invitation. And a part of that too is also relatability. Like sometimes I'll share parts of my story with a client, right? To really relate to them. And we as women have that, like that's our secret weapon, right? Us being able to really relate in a way that resonates with our audience. Like I think about Rihanna in that way, right? Like think about Rihanna, like she feels so real. She feels so touchable. She feels so like, I know what she's going through. I don't care what color, what size I'm in, what size I am. When I look at her brands, I can see so many different women relating to her, and we have this power to do that, right? Oh my goodness. Those are just a couple. Let me know in the comments below which one of those traits you are like, oh my God, yes, I do have this. I acknowledge that I have this. I see that I have this. Maybe even drop, share an example of like a way that you're like, oh, I realize I do have a good, persuasive ability because I remember this time I did that. Or like, I realize I am really great at relationship building because I remember a time I did that. So let me know in the comments which of these traits you relate to. And also, I want to hear in the comments, what action are you going to take from here? Like, I want to know if you go make some money and you go, like, if you boost your confidence from this to go sell and you go make some money, come back and drop and let us know what happened when you went and took action. All right. I cannot wait to see. So we have talked a lot about the mindset around selling, but now let's talk about the skill set of selling. Effective messaging is a game changer for women who want to refine their sales and take them to the next level. The transformational power of effective messaging is so huge. My clients have been able to 5x, 10x, 15x their results in their business just from improving their messaging. So let's talk about some of those core messaging elements that you need. And I just want to say, If you want deeper information on this, I do have an entire messaging playlist, so make sure that you see that playlist link below. I also have a free messaging workbook. I'll go ahead and pop it there. You can go ahead and take a look at that, dive into it. It'll guide you through some self-assessments of your audience and your offer and parts of your message and all the things, right, that some of the things I'm going to mention today. And you can just kind of do that for yourself just so that you can get started, right? Y'all know I'm all about like you bringing it back to you, your individual self, and of finding out some information that's going to help you go make some more money and build your mindset even more. With that being said, effective messaging is so important to really excel in, selling, and being able to have messaging that actually sells for you is going to be the biggest confidence booster, because here's the thing. The more clarity you have, the more confidence you have, the more clients and cash you will make. Here's why. You need to be super clear on what you are actually selling. All right. So what is the actual thing that you do? What's the thing that you actually offer to your clients and your community? What's the value that they're going to get? You want to tap into your framework as a woman with a level of expertise, subject matter, expertise and experience and knowledge and whatever it is that you do, right? You should have some type of framework. It's a methodology, a system, a process, right? Steps, whatever it is. It's your framework around what you teach and what you talk about. It is a non-negotiable, right? If you're a content creator, you still will have a framework. You're going to have a content framework, right? Your content pillars. If you are a coach or a consultant, you're going to have a framework that goes through like your coaching programs of what you offer. If you're a consultant, you're going to have a framework of what you consult on. If you're a speaker, you're going to have a framework of what you speak on. If you are an influencer, you're going to have core, elements of what what types of subject matters you influence on, right? That will align with the type of brands that you take in and you work with, etc. So you have to have a framework that is going to allow you to then build your subject matter expertise, authority, right? All the things. And so that framework has to be super clear on the transformation and the value that you offer. If you do not have a framework, you need to get one. Comment below if you want me to do another video that talks more in depth about building your framework, or if I already created, then I will go ahead and put it in the comments for you, okay? But framework is going to be number one, because we have to get clear on what it is that you actually do. So I think about my client Stephanie. My client Stephanie came in working with me. She was charging one rate. All right, so like $300 something for like a 6-week program, y'all. It was a group program, and she had been doing this work for like years. She had been featured in magazines and like big magazines and all the things, right? And she was really awesome at what she was doing, right? But she was positioning the 6-week program in a certain way that was only warranting $300. And so when I started working with her, I said, listen, what if we take this to $997 at a minimum? Like I'll get into that. If you want me to do a business model video, let me know. But like with a business model standpoint, for her in particular, I said, listen, I really believe that your business model needs to start at $997. I feel like that's your lowest offer. And she was like, oh my God, Kira, that's too much. Can we just double? And I was like, okay, we can double it. It'll be 600 something. Okay, cool. If that's what you want to do, I'm going to support you there. Okay. I'm going to let the work do its thing. Within 1 week of us having our session to do her framework, so you'll go through like in Money in the Message, there's like pre-work that you're going to do on framework. You come to our calls and get support like even deeper with like things that you're tweaking in your framework. Or if you just want an intensive where we do it in a couple hours, you and me together, then we can do that. But the point is, she used that work and we did her framework. Within 1 week, right? She was like, oh my God, Kira, yes, we are charging. We skipped going to $997. She went to $1,500, okay? Because of the confidence that was built. She had done this work for years, but her getting clarity on how to communicate what she did inside that 6-week program, the core parts of the framework, the most powerful parts, her understanding how to position it, gave her the confidence where she wanted to buy it herself, okay? So she skipped tripling it to $997 like I wanted to. She was like, no, let's go ahead and charge $1,500, okay? Do y'all know within 7 days she booked out that program? She increased her launch by 212%. This is what I'm talking about, okay? When it comes to the mindset part, we can only build the confidence and the mindset so far because we're practical women. We know, okay, now that I've done the mindset work, or as I do the mindset work, let me do the strategy work too. So you stepping into clarity with your framework and with what you actually help your clients with and the value that it brings and bringing that into your language is the biggest confidence booster. It is the biggest clarity booster, and clarity plus confidence equals clients and cash. All right. The other thing that you want to have major clarity on is who you're selling to. Who is the actual client that you're you're selling to. If you have my full next level message workbook, dive into, I think it's page 26, but wherever you'll see the section where I say honing in on your core client, that section, go into that so that you can see me talk even more about this. And we'll put a link to that workbook as well in the comments. But you need to hone in on who it is that you sell to. If you're selling to everyone, you're selling to no one, right? You are going to have to be in this space where you own who you are most called to help. I know you could help a lot of people. I could help a whole lot of people with their message, but I know who I am most called to help, right? And I own who I'm most called to help, you, right? And so you are going to have to own who that is, and not just own it on a surface level, because a lot of people do these surface level ideal client exercises where you roll your eyes like, oh God, I got to do that again. No, Kira don't do that. Kira don't do basic. This is when your clients will be like, how was she in my journal? How was she in the shower? Was she in the car when I was talking to myself? How did she know that I was thinking this and feeling this and saying this and going through this and all the things? And this is exactly what I need. What next step do I take? We want to specifically speak to your audience and your most aligned clients and community members, right? When you are speaking. And so we want to extract out what they are thinking and what they're feeling and bring in those psychographics into your work so that your messaging and that language can speak to them in a way that, yes, you're speaking to 100, 200, 1,000 people, however many at one time, but yet they still feel like you're talking specifically to them and they feel seen and heard and valued and known. And they are like, I trust this person, their content, their course, their coaching program, their event, their consulting, their thing can help me. So you want to get really, really clear on who that person is. And a lot of times my clients have been in business and they're like, here, I already know who my client is. But when we dive in, they're like, I didn't go that deep. How did I miss that? And then you want to have extreme clarity on what you're actually selling. So not just the transformation, right? We talked about that with the framework, getting really clear on what is the transformation and the value that you offer to your clients, but then what's the actual package that you are selling? And so you want to have clarity on the rates that you're charging, understand how your, packaging is going to work, how your services are going to look, your programs, your content, whatever it is, right? And so again, if you want me to do a business model specific video, let me know in the comments, right? But in short, this is really important, right? So a part of positioning your offer, we'll do that through positioning with your language and your messaging, getting to know your ideal client on a deeper level, understanding on a deeper level what it is you actually do for your client, understanding how to position and present that. But then we also want to make sure that we're packaging it. And so if you're brand new at packaging your business, I actually do have a Sign My First Client free masterclass for you that you can grab at the in the description below. There's a link. But then if you are a little bit more advanced, if you're establishing your business, I have a high ticket masterclass, which actually shows how my clients and I 2 to 10x our business, even within 30 days, right, with increasing our rates. And, we've done that with our current audiences, not necessarily going and getting paid advertising or anything like that. That's an option for you. But if you're like, listen, I have a current audience right now, how do I pull out the people who are ready to pay and raise their hand right now? So you can check out one of those masterclasses based off of where you are. But if you do want a more in-depth video on business model, let me know. But the point is, you having clarity on your message, meaning what is your framework? What is it that you do? What's the transformation? What's the value? Understanding how to position that and present that more effectively, right? How to optimize your content and your message so that it speaks to your most ideal client. Us getting to know that ideal client deeper than you've ever known them before. I have a client right now who's been in business for 20 years. And she's like, Kiera, the stuff that you be extracting out of me, right? The things that you call me and invite me into knowing about my client, like I have never had this depth. And I have one of my first, one of the OGs, one of the original members of Money in the Message actually shared with me one time. She was like, here, my people are in my inbox. How are you in my head right now? Everything that you're saying is literally speaking to me. And they're raising their hand. She actually celebrated her first 30K month. So you being in a space where you have that depth of clarity, do you know the confidence boost that that's going to give you, the clarity that's going to give you when you show up and when you sell? So my love, I hope that this video supported you in understanding where our mindset stuff comes from. And let's have a little grace and create some space for ourselves. I hope that it supported you in understanding and accessing some of the strengths that you have that make you a natural born messaging and sales and impact queen. And 3, gave you some strategies to help you in expanding your skill set to actually sell, right? Getting clear on the things that we've mentioned here in this video. And if you want support on that, definitely grab some of the resources in the comments below. And like I said, here's what I want you to do. I want you to let me know in the comments if you want me to do a framework video and or business model video or anything else that you want to hear from today's video. Lastly, comment below and let me know, answer this question. Which one of the things that I've talked about today are like feeling like the most impactful? Is it your mindset? So is your mindset around selling and sharing your message feeling like something that you want to get more support on? Or is it your skill set, right? So the strategy behind your messaging and selling and all that. Is it mindset or is it skill set? Which one feels like, you know, the thing that needs the most support for you when it comes to selling? Let me know in the comments. And lastly, make sure that you share this message with your biz bestie or mastermind sister or another woman who's ready to show up and monetize her message more powerfully, purposefully, and profitably too. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of love, shine, and success in life, business, and everything in between. Bye, y'all.